on, and we're going to Civitai Twitch, and I think we are live. Can anyone confirm for me that we are good on Twitch? Boom, 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 boom. All right, guys, welcome to the Thursday office hours. I am Tyler. A lot of you may know me as J Boogs, and this is the AI video and animation stream, and we got a couple really cool things we're going to run through today, and then we're going to jump into a project. But the very first thing that I want to touch on today before we dive into any of that stuff is that we are launching a new section of the website called Clubs. I'm not going to go super deep into this. However, Daz, my moderator, is going to put a couple links in the chat so that you folks can read up about the clubs. Currently, only select creators on the site that we curated that are kind of like the top creators on the site are able to create clubs. And think of it as like a Ko-Fi or Patreon type deal, except integrated into Civitai and powered by the on-site currency, which is Buzz. It's going to be a cool way to support your favorite creators on the site. This is not, I repeat, this is not intended to act as a paywall to what would otherwise be free content, but it'll be a cool way for club owners and the creators to release exclusive content early to their club members and the people that follow them closely and that support them with Buzz and all that before it's unlocked on the rest of the site, and they can choose to do that stuff how they want. There is the club article that Daz will link you all to. You guys can read about it. There are a handful of clubs that have already been created, and our mod Daz also has his own club that you guys are encouraged to go join. It is the one with the troll picture right here. I don't know if you can see it, but that is Daz's club right there. So, handful of clubs already. Help us kind of get this feature off the ground. The more people that use it, the more that we can see how it's working and what we want to change, how we want to implement things. Clubs are live. There is also a Civitai education page on it for all the things that you guys would like to know. I am definitely not the person to ask about all of those things. So this was your PSA for clubs. Go read about it. Any questions, you guys can hit us in the main Discord channel, and we will help you guys out with all of that. But it is always exciting when we expand the functionality of the website, and we have a lot of really cool stuff planned for throughout the year. This is just the first thing that we are kicking off the new year with, because I know that Justin and Max really want to give creators of all these amazing resources on the site an avenue for them to eventually be able to hopefully make some type of like support themselves off it, because this stuff takes work, it takes time, it takes hours, it takes computer resources. And yes, the basis of all this stuff is open source, and that's how I believe the majority of it should be. But I also believe that people that create the things that let us create, if we're able to support them, we should. So clubs are there, and we're going to jump into...
I guess I can still like 2 more seconds.
Yeah, man.
That intro.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm Dad, and I was one of the alpha testers of Clubs. My current 2 models are what I'm working on right now, which is a comic character, and also my collaboration with Pixie called Mixtape. It's a SCXL checkpoint, and you should go check it out. It's all free.
Very cool. Very cool. Hey, yeah. So, without further ado, thank you, Daz. Let's talk some AnimateDiff and ComfyUI, because actually just yesterday, as I was creating the video that I posted this morning on the Hello Civitai Instagram, Oh, his audio is very quiet on stream. Sorry about that. Daz, give me a 1-2 check.
1-2 check. It
How
could
is
be
that?
Discord in general, actually.
How is that? I think I okay.
Yeah,
Right
I was
on.
also really far away from my mic. So to reiterate, my models on my club, which is the Troll Club 25, entry ticket right now is for free, so you can check out what I'm working on. I've already uploaded a model that me and Pip P worked on. It's called Mixtape XL. It's an STXL checkpoint, and it's really good for anything. And it's all free, so enter the club and enjoy the content now and in the future.
Right on. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I had the screen audio turned down a little bit, but we are good now. So, AnimateDiff. I was really excited to show you guys some of this stuff. So, I have updated my workflow, which currently version 2.5 is available on my Civitai profile. This one, which will most likely be released early next week, is going to be V3. And the main difference, some quality of life things, but mainly was adding the ReActor node for face swapping. So I tried to do this earlier this week using another IP adapter. However, the second IP adapter was actually, while it was getting the face on, it was actually breaking the rest of the animation, and I was not happy about that. Like the consistency and the cool stuff that I was so used to getting was just like turning into, it felt like everything I was doing I was stuck in the mud and I couldn't get anything good going. So there had to be a better way. This gentleman on Discord, not on Discord, on Instagram. Let me find his name. Dennis Rizikov. He DM'd me and was like, "Hey, I've been using your workflow and I was testing the ReActor node. Here are my results." And I saw his video. I was like, "Damn, that looks good." I added it. The video I made last night, I was like, damn, that looks good. So it is in there. So shout out to my man right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Dennis Riznikov. You guys should go check out his Instagram. He's been making some really cool AnimateDiff stuff. So shout out to him. It's one of the main reasons why I wanted to release the workflow and not keep this all to myself, because I knew that if I released it, people that are much smarter than me would get their hands on it and help me make it better. And that's really what all this stuff in this community is about. So let me show you guys what I did here. We started out with a video of me after my workout, and I rotoscoped myself out, of course, as I usually do. So black background, and I put a white solid underneath myself in After Effects for the ground. So you have me, you have the black background, so AnimateDiff could do its thing, and you have the white solid so that it could read it as ground. Now, using the IP adapter, and for this we use Photon V1, which for anything realistic in AnimateDiff is nice gray hairs. Thanks, Daz. It's because AI stresses me out. So, Photon V1, for anyone that doesn't know, is still the model that I recommend when it comes to the more realistic renders in AnimateDiff. It plays really nice with the animation. It's really smooth, and the detail is really good. That beanie on. Listen, man. Listen, Justin. For anyone that didn't know, Zip45 is my boss, so we'll take those in stride. So these were the IP adapter images that we used. I don't know if you guys recognize this picture, but this is the GigaChad photo from the Civitai GigaChad LoRa that is on the website. It's the most downloaded GigaChad LoRa for 1.5 on the website. This is one of the cover photos for it, and there was no way I couldn't not throw GigaChad in here. So we took GigaChad, and then we did a little bit of internet searching, and I needed a really dope Dragon Ball Z photo. But when I was looking for this picture, I specifically wanted a picture where he was doing the key charge and doing the over 9. He's getting his power level to over 9,000. So this one was perfect. We put 2 of them in. Typically, I like doing 2 photos of the same thing and just like combining 2 photos. It can get a little unwieldy and difficult to get what you want if you're using like 4 separate photos, but I got that too, and I'll show you guys what something like that looked like in a little bit. So there's our IP adapter. Our prompt was simply shirtless, of course, because GigaChad does not wear shirts. The strongest man in the universe, ultra muscular GigaChad, Dragon Ball Z key charge energy, cosmic universe background, and epic over-the-top aesthetic. Now, Pixel Pusher thought that Chad was me. I thought so too, man. I was wondering how Civitai got the only picture of Pixel Pusher out in public ever. So, basically, I just prompted for myself. Exactly. Well, the thing that I always want to drive home when I show you guys the prompt here, when we are using the IP adapter and we're not just doing it like straight prompt style, is that, okay, you can describe stuff you want to see that are not in the IP adapter images. However, you really want to be telling AnimateDiff and Stable what it is looking at in those pictures, so you can like grab onto what you actually want to grab onto from the photos. Using the prompting, you are also able to change background elements that are not in the photos, but I would recommend only trying to do like small changes. So we got our prompt, we got our IP. Because what I was doing in this video, like the video was shot with my actual Sony camera, so the quality was really good. I was pretty close to the camera. There was no complicated movements, so we didn't have to use soft edge. I use open pose and line art. Now, this combination of control nets in particular allows for the AI to be more creative and not so restricted to the lines of everything that is in the video. So open pose, whereas on something like Warp Fusion, I would have had to run this at like 0.9 or 1 for it to do its thing. Like, absolutely. However, AnimateDiff, the control nets are really strong, man. You do not have to run them hard. They will actually end up breaking the animation if you overdo the control nets, which I feel like that a lot of videos that I see on Instagram from AnimateDiff, I'm telling you, a lot of people would get better, more natural movement in their video to video renders if they just loosened up the control nets, because the control nets will actually make like AnimateDiff does this weird thing where if the control net's too tight, sure, it'll trace the body perfectly, but it almost makes like the torso of the person be super stiff, and then their arms are just kind of like flopping and doing whatever they're doing, but their torso, it just makes it look really, it just doesn't look all that great. So then, yes, our first time chatter, Sauchog, do you know Warp Fusion? I do. I actually warped for a solid 7 or 8 months straight up until AnimateDiff came out in Comfy, and then I've pretty much been on this train. But I was warping consistently every day. And that's actually how these streams started. I started out doing these streams going through Warp Fusion projects. So, open pose, 0.4, ending percentage, 0.85. We don't even need the control net to run through the entire video or for the entire diffusion process. And line art, 0.45, and that can end at 0.5. We just need that to like trace some of the lines to just help contain it a little bit more, but we want it to be creative. Then the new node. So what we did here is we put in the ReActor node. Shout out to Dennis again. If you guys go follow him on Instagram. His Instagram is cool. He's doing some really cool things. We stuck the ReActor Face Swap, which is basically what Roop was. ReActor is like the better Roop now, and I actually did a video on the ReActor extension for Automatic 1111 that is on our Hello Civitai Instagram profile if you guys want to go check that out. But the ReActor Fast Face Swap node, you can install this via your ComfyUI manager. I plugged this in right between my VEI decoder and the face restore model that I already had in here that you can use, or you can just bypass it when you don't want to use it. So now there is a separate grouping for the low-res ReActor Face Swap, and we added these really cool bypass buttons from the RG3 node pack, which you can also download from your ComfyUI manager. And these are really cool because so these are just two nodes. So you have one here, which is the button, and you have one here, which is the connector. And whatever group these nodes are in, you can just be like, bam, and then it bypasses the group. So if I don't want to use the face swap, I can just do that. And then if I want to use a face swap, bam, and it turns right back on. I don't have to right click and bypass the group nodes anymore. For everything I want to do that, I can just do those buttons. So I hate this picture. What's up?
What's the difference between ComfyUI and Warp Fusion?
Okay, so good question. I wouldn't say what's the difference between ComfyUI and Warp Fusion. I would say what's the difference between AnimateDiff and Warp Fusion, because Alex, the creator of Warp Fusion, actually has a Warp Fusion node tree that you can use in ComfyUI. So what I would say the difference between AnimateDiff and Warp Fusion is, from my extensive usage of both of them for multiple months at a time now, is that Warp Fusion is taking these, it takes the video you feed it, and then it takes all the frames of the video, and it produces these optical flow maps for the video, and every frame after the first frame of the video, it tries its hardest to hold the consistency from frame to frame using those flow maps, if you will. And with Warp Fusion, there's this setting called Flow Blend, which the way I always thought about it was like the opacity of the diffusion over the source video that you're using. And you can lower that number, and when you lower that number, you can start to get this like cool effect where the video is still very much stylized, but you're still getting like more of the source footage coming through in like the representation of the final render. Whereas AnimateDiff, you can't really turn the diffusion down. If you turn down like your CFG or your steps or your denoise too much in AnimateDiff, you're actually just going to get a blurry output. It's not going to give you more of your source video. And so like they're both tools in the tool belt for AI video and animation. I would still use Warp Fusion if, let's say, I got brought onto a music video project and they needed the video to be stylized, but they still wanted it to represent the original footage to some degree. Whereas I would use AnimateDiff if it was just like, we are completely going all out AI on this thing, and it doesn't, these people don't have to look like themselves, and the mouths don't have to move, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say AnimateDiff is more 2D, whereas Warp Fusion is very like HD and realistic.
Yes and no. Actually, I would say one, AnimateDiff, it's easier to get more consistent results as far as like control nets and bodies not being janky and stuff. Like I almost
result, but still not like detailed when it comes to like eye and mouth movements.
Yes. Warp, it's a little bit easier to fine tune for those little things like mouth movements and eyes, even though it takes a while to like get those things to really work. But AnimateDiff, like, dude, for almost every video I do, even the really complicated b-boying dancing ones, I almost never have to wrestle with control nets to like get it to follow anything. And Militant, the Switch node pack, the one up here, is from the RG3 nodes. If you go into your ComfyUI manager and you search for RG3, that is the node pack you want to download. And these are the fast bypass nodes. So that is what you want. So look,
I should be able to remember this, but I don't. Does Warp Fusion have motion models?
No. Well, actually, okay, that's not entirely true. I haven't used Warp Fusion in a minute, but Alex has released the most recent version of Warp that has AnimateDiff and motion models and IP adapter built into it. I haven't used it yet because I'm just very happy with my workflow, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So
it exists, but you're not updated on it.
Yeah, it definitely exists, and it is there. Chris.exe, who is in our chat, shout out to him, because he helps me out with a lot of this stuff too, and we work together a lot. He has actually dived into that version of Warp, so if you ever want to pick his brain, you can go ahead and DM him. So look, I gave the ReActor Face Swap node, and FYI, these are all of the settings that came in the node. This is the face detection model. This is the swap model. I didn't have to download anything extra. I didn't change any of these settings. I didn't alter any of them. And this was the selfie I took yesterday, which I hate. I hate that I have to show you guys this on stream because it's what I use. But this was the selfie that I took and used in this video. And
that's hot.
This is, bro, that is a good face swap right there.
I can't tell any difference between what I see on the stream and what I see in your picture.
That is what I'm saying. That can you look? Wait. Let me pull this guy right. Let me wait. Nope. Wait. I gotta get him right, like right here, and we'll zoom in a little bit more. We get him right there, like, bro. Come.
Wait, you have to take the beanie off.
Literally all I need is some bleach hair, which looking at this, that might be what I do after the stream now. No? Okay, my girlfriend said no. So sorry guys. You're not you're not getting Goku Giga Chad Tyler next week. But
I mean, is blue hair okay?
Hey, let me see the Sach OG said, was this the result of hundreds of gens, or did you just generate this? Dude, so look, this is what I love about AnimateDiff, man. These right here, for this entire project, to get to my finished video, these were all the tests that I ran. This was the very first one right here that I did with a more anime model, right? Because at first I wasn't sure if I wanted it to be like cartoonish or if I wanted it to be more realistic. I thought that the more realistic one would just be funny. So the anime model, then you can see this is the first one I did with Photon, and this is the face that it gave me before I put in the face swapper. So this is the face that was there. Okay, and then I made a couple changes to the IP adapter pictures, and that was this guy. And again, no face swap. And then I tried the anime one more time. I was like, no, we're not doing anime. And then this was the first one I did with the face swap, and I was just like, that's bro, that's me. That's me.
Without
this
face swap, you kind of look like Vegeta, man.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah, that's a compliment.
I will be Vegeta.
Do you have any deep experience with Hotshot XL or AnimateDiff STXL?
I do not really mess with Hotshot XL that much because the XL AnimateDiffs, while like you can get them stable, all the AnimateDiffs I've seen using XL models are you can't get them to do crazy stuff like this and be stable. But you can get like really clean anime things out of it and have like very baseline anime stable, looks amazing for like as just normal anime characters. I want crazy renders. So Akachi in our Twitch chat said, okay, so where did all the background sparks and ish come from? I'm going to show you, man. That is exactly why I wanted this IP adapter picture of the Dragon Ball character to have the key charge. Like the key charge and the lightning and the sparks, that combined with me prompting for Dragon Ball Z key charge energy and cosmic universe background and epic over-the-top aesthetic, I got my cool lightning and stuff. Like, this is how it translated the IP adapter and everything. Sach OG, you can use all these tools, bro. These are all in the workflow that you can go download from my profile on Civitai. And Akachi, yeah, that's literally all it is. Like, right now, I feel like we're in the era of
evolution.
Dude, it's crazy how now we can literally curate from photos what we want this stuff to do, and then we can nudge it and push it further with our prompting. So now it's like, it's the easier this stuff gets to do like this, the more it's going to turn into what I feel like I've been saying for the past like 3 or 4 months now, which is eventually we will be able to do exactly this on our phones. There's like no two names about it. Daz, can you, there you go. Thank you, buddy. Once everyone can do this, what separates all of us? It is going to be our taste and how well we can curate and the choices we make to get the art that we want. So I spend a lot of time going through galleries and photos, and I actually want to show you guys this one because this was a render that This was a video that I released yesterday that I was extremely proud of how it came out. It was a lot more, it was one of the more tasteful things that I have done, and I was very, very happy with it. Let me...
In the meanwhile, Bankin is asking, are you gonna republish this workflow with a ReActor?
I am. So I'm going to release this workflow early next week when I post my first YouTube video that I'm planning on shooting and editing this weekend to kind of explain it and introduce myself and do all that stuff. So, okay.
So the answer is yes. Soon
yes,
DM.
the answer is yes. Okay, I want to show you guys this. So this was a collaborative video that I did with my friend Jesse Sykes, who is an amazing dancer. And this full video, well, here, let me show you guys what the source footage looked like. So he was already dancing in a very cool environment, right? I wanted to keep the environment here. I didn't want to take it all away from him. So all I did was I cut out the sky. So I literally just rotoscoped the sky in After Effects and dropped a black solid behind the footage so that the sky would take my IP adapter images and my prompt and run with it, because that's what the black space in AnimateDiff does. And that's also what this grouping of nodes right here are doing. The empty latent image and the latent blend. The latent blend and this blend factor, this 0.25 blend factor number, you're telling AnimateDiff to inject an empty latent into everything, allowing it to be even more creative in the black space. So these images that I used in this IP adapter, I did not even use a character. I wanted to try to incorporate some like Hawaii elements, and I wanted to start trying to do more of this with some of the videos that I make, because I think there's an opportunity to push more cultural stuff out using this technology and not just, anime. So I took these images of these really beautiful mountains. I'm pretty sure this is from Kauai. Then this black and white image of this bridge with this waterfall. I wanted the waterfall centered in the image that I picked, because I wanted to try to motivate water to drop center frame behind him. And I wanted a black and white one. And if you notice, the colors of these are all dark. My girlfriend helped me curate the colors here. And it was something we actually wrestled with a lot, because the song was very somber, right? So I didn't want bright colors. I wanted to make this very moody and very cinematic. So that really played a part in these images that I chose for the environment and in the colors and just in the imagery in general. The prompt here was violent storm, raging ocean, black sand, edge of the world, because I just wanted to see what it would translate that for, and epic mountain waterfall background and dark aesthetic. That's it. Super simple, super baseline. And so that was for this one. I ran 2 different renders of this, one for a more like cinematic green and then one for a more like cinematic blue, and I combined them both in the final edit. But look at what it did in the sky with the photos. It's so cool, man. Like this, everything behind him right here was black space. And it's still tracing the rocks and the ocean behind him. And it just totally his hands turn into the ocean, but he's still very much him. And it just when this upscaled, it looked insane. I'll show you guys real quick what the what the dark blue upscaled one looked like. And if you guys don't know, the program I'm going to play the PNGs in right now is called DJV. It is free. If you mess with this stuff at all, you should download it because it will let you just, boom, right-click one PNG from your PNG folder. You open it with DJV, and then it strings all your PNGs together into a video, and you can choose what frame rate you want it to play at. So, if you're not using this and you're doing the video and stuff, this is how you test your frames and test your footage. Like, do this. But this is what those IP images I just showed you guys gave me. Look how, and this is after running through the upscale and AnimateDiff. So this isn't even at the full 1080. After I run it through automatic 1111, this is 768 by 1344. Like,
is that similar to how Absinthe works?
Absinthe is it. It's like that's a yes and no question. And no, Sotchdog, this is 1.5. This is not XL. Everything you see me do is 1.5. On the far bottom, Akachai asked in the Twitch chat, on the far bottom left of the workflow, there is a vid of a dancer, doesn't even match the movements. How would that even be relevant? Okay, so you're absolutely right. It is absolutely not relevant. This right here, and it's also down in this one, if you saw it. So this, if you notice, if you look at it right now, it's not even connected to anything. Okay, it is not connected to anything. It's not hooked up to anything. This has nothing to do with these videos. This is a it's a mask node, a convert image to mask node, and this is where I can load the mask. And if I hook this up to the attention mask for the IP adapter, it will take the IP adapter diffusion and only apply it to the white area, aka my subject, aka the mask. That is all that's for. If it's there, if I want to use it, everyone always asks because I haven't changed that video since I put it in because I just haven't actually used this for anything yet. So Spaced Hiccup asked, what are you using to get the straight lines to connect everything? Are you referring to the lines like here in the workflow? Like the lines that are not spaghetti everywhere? Yeah. So, and there's a video re-explaining this on our Civitai profile. If you go back a couple of videos, I made a video calling this out. Maybe I'll refresh that video since there's a bunch of new people now. But if you go into your ComfyUI settings, where let me actually do that again. So ComfyUI, you got your little gear icon right here. Yes, it is built in. So these are your ComfyUI settings. My list may look longer than yours because of some of the nodes I have installed, but this is a normal setting. You scroll down, link render mode. Okay. Link render mode. And I bet yours are on spline. So my workflow would give me anxiety if I kept it on spline mode. However, I
turn it off, please. Turn it off. I can't.
So I only use spline mode when I'm like disconnecting and reconnecting things because when they're straight, they overlap each other and it gets really hard to like figure out sometimes if you're trying to actively connect. So that is what spline mode looks like. Then you have linear mode, which is more like a spider web, a little bit easier to look at, still gives me anxiety. And then you have straight, which once I am in like work mode and I'm not messing with nodes anymore and I am just like making a video, this having something that looks like this, man, this, I feel like this makes me feel cool. The splines, I feel like, is like having a messy bedroom or not making your bed, right? So before you start your day, you should make your bed.
Oh,
Me starting my day is making the video. Before I make the video, I put it on straight mode because now I can work and I feel comfortable in here. So if you didn't know, now you know. But yeah, so something to note in case any of you guys are trying to put the ReActor node in your workflow currently. In the Comfy Manager, when I went to install custom nodes, there's a node being updated. Okay. When I searched for ReActor, so the ReActor node is right here, ReActor node for ComfyUI. The first few times that I tried to install it, I actually got errors saying that it couldn't fetch the node. I had to disable it and uninstall it and restart Comfy like 3 or 4 times before the install actually went through. So just something to note if it does that to you, because it did that to a couple of my friends as well last night when they were trying to install it. You just have to disable, uninstall, reinstall, restart Comfy, and do that a few times until the node takes. Because I even tried to git pull the node directly from the GitHub for it, but that was giving me the same error. So yeah, just keep doing it. And then I ran a couple tests before I got to my final video here. And the first test I ran was with the face swap and the face restore only in this low res version. So what you're looking at here, per my usual resolutions, is 512 by 896, which is always what I render my first pass at before it hits the upscale. And then I did this and I sent it to the upscale. And in the upscale process, because I denoise my upscale at 0.7 denoise at a CFG of 7, my face went away. It completely lost my face. So I just literally copied these nodes, made a new group, plugged them in the same way in between the VE decoder and my latent upscale. Boom, right here, exact same thing, exact same settings. And then in the upscale, my face was on. So there is a ReActor Face Swap node and a Face Restore node after the VE decode, before the output, in both my low res and my upscale pass. And then for anyone that is interested in it, for the upscale, I used literally the exact same control nets with the exact same settings and numbers. Permagrin, we're going to ask you to mute because we got a little feedback coming through for other users. Thank you, sir. So, same settings on the control nets, and just because I'm going to show you guys the final video on the stream for those of you that did not see it. It's only 12 seconds long, so we're just going to, let me minimize this. Let me close that, and we'll go right here. Boom, turn the volume down a little. And this was after some sound design and adding music and everything. And this is what the background actually looked like.
2024 workout plan. Bro, we have AI now. Just press a button.
I thought that was pretty good. I don't know. I was pretty amused by how that actually turned out at the end of everything. So, Micro Perfecto asked, "Is there any channel you can recommend for ComfyUI and nodes for beginner? These seem really cool." Well, they definitely are really cool. And what I would actually recommend, and let me actually show it to you on Civitai. And I cannot, well, yes, the Civitai Discord, but if you want something really focused to follow, so Daz dropped the link to where you can download my workflow on Civitai, which is this page right here. It's been downloaded 4,500 times, which shout out to everyone that has downloaded it. But in this page, there is a link that I put in the description that will take you to an article that was written by this user, Inner Reflections AI, and the workflow that she includes in this article and all these resources are what helped me actually get started and understand vid to vid in ComfyUI. So I went to this article and I read this thing just line by line, followed the instructions, and it got me going. Before I read her article, ComfyUI stressed me out, and I was getting an extreme case of FOMO because I was still warping. People were moving on to AnimateDiff. The AnimateDiff stuff was looking cool. I was afraid of nodes, and I just it's why I've even put off learning Blender and stuff for so long. Nodes stress me out for some reason. Even though it's logical, learning nodes and figuring out what they all do and figuring out how to hook them up and all that stuff, it's really stressful for me. But this article, which again is linked in the link that Daz dropped to my workflow page, it's in the description. This is where I would recommend, if you are a beginner, go to this article and read it until you understand it. This will help you more than any tutorial that I've seen on YouTube, period. Because at least here you can read it and you can internalize it and you can take your time and you won't have to keep rewinding a video and da-da-da. And she literally explains what all the nodes in the video to video workflow do, which is probably the most important thing. This helped me understand what I was looking at. And because I understood what I was looking at, it helped me be able to expand even further on her workflow, which is the base of what my workflow that I'm using here is built on. This is just a super beefed up version of what Inner Reflections released with that article. So if you are a beginner, I would recommend starting there. If you do want some videos to follow along and get really kind of up to speed relatively quickly on stuff, I always recommend Enigmatic E's YouTube channel. Is Enigmatic_E. The man is dope. The work he makes is amazing. He's really good at explaining things very concisely and very quickly. If you are into AI and you just want a good tutorial channel, his is I put his up there, and he's someone that actually really uses this stuff as well. Sometimes it's I have a hard time following tutorials from people that I see the stuff they make and I'm I don't know if you are really using this. But Comfy is definitely overwhelming at first, like Daz said. But if you use it a little bit every day, I promise you it is not that bad, especially just once you start to understand how things are moving and grooving. And it's also why I numbered the boxes and the groups. in the workflow so that for any new people that did try to dive into the deep end here, you could look at the numbers and kind of understand like what was going to what and where you should be looking at what point of everything. A link to that YouTube channel. Let me see if I can actually just pull that up for you guys real quick. Enigmatic E is right here. Boom. Bam. Let me see if I can boom paste.
They really should get a custom URL.
I know. But yeah, thank you, Cats, for sharing that in the Discord. I shared the link in the Twitch. So his videos are really dope and he's entertaining and the work he makes is really good. And he's been doing a lot of cool stuff with like combining 3D with AI, which is a place that I would like to get to. I'm actually going through like a baseline Blender course right now to try to get myself going on that. That's part of my New Year's resolution. But look at this thing that he made. This is like one of my favorite videos of his. I thought this was perfect use of AI in AnimateDiff and a trend. Look at this. Look at this.
How I made this. First, I wanted to see if it was possible to mocap.
Oh, wait. No, I just want to show the actual video. Where's the actual short? Did he not just post the short of that? Attack on Titan. Damn, well, here, I'm going to show you guys this anyways.
How I made this.
Nope. There we go.
How I made this. First, I wanted to see if it was possible to mocap someone just by using video. Tried a few services, but Dmotion did the best job. Now that this worked, I gotta create a background. I went into ComfyUI, tried a few prompts that I thought would match the look of Attack on Titan. Then I went to Photoshop and used Generate Fill so that I can add more sky and ground to give me more flexibility. I wanted to add some more life to the background, so I ran that through Stable Video Diffusion, and it gave me moving fire and smoke. Very cool. For the intro, I recorded my face and ran that through AnimateDiff in ComfyUI. I animated a home being destroyed in Blender, and of course I have to make sure I get a decent looking armored Titan using AnimateDiff in Comfy. There it is. I use a 3D video as a mask to remove the background of the Titan video. Lastly, I add all these elements together with a few effects in After Effects, and it's done.
So good, man. He took the trend of everyone doing the like I'm a pimp named Slick Back and doing that stupid glide thing on social media. And he took one of those videos and he did it to that song. And it was the Titan doing the glide. Wait, I gotta pull up the actual thing on his Instagram. So I can show you guys the video with the music because it's so good.
Yeah, I've seen that popping off lately too. It's crazy.
He right here. It should be somewhere at the top. He did it right. It's. I'm a pimp named Slick Back. No, nigga, come on. That's so good. That's like, to me, that's like top tier social media content and the perfect way to show how you can like really blend all these different things together. And just like for all the people that are like, the AI stuff isn't art and you're just pressing buttons and, you know, all that rhetoric. He is the perfect example of someone who is taking all of these different techniques in filmmaking and editing that he's cultivated over the years and just like putting it all together. Yeah. And dude, you're right. It's a bit more than AI, but that's where this stuff really is going to go. Like, we're getting to a point where Stable Diffusion, like, if you're just trying to use AI for everything and you want to do this stuff professionally, or like to make any type of revenue in any way, shape, or form, you need to have a little bit of a tool belt. You should learn a video editor like Premiere Pro or DaVinci. You should learn a compositor like DaVinci Fusion or Adobe After Effects. I'm currently on the struggle bus trying to learn like the basics of Blender so I can do stuff like he's doing. And you find the ways to take all this stuff and smash it together. Because look at this thing that he made. Like, this is, dude. That's so good. And you get a perfect character out of it. And he just took that 3D walk cycle model and ran it through AnimateDiff. So if you guys are not following Enigmatic E on social media, go follow this man. And he also, on his YouTube channel, he actually did an interview with Justin, our CEO, that I set up between them. So if you want to get a little bit more insight into Civitai, there's like a 40-minute video of E talking to Justin just about like the start of Civitai and all that kind of stuff. So definitely go give this man a follow. He deserves it for sure. But on that note, because we didn't get to really dive into a project here, I want to show you guys a behind the scenes of this video that I released that I was extremely proud of, so that you guys could see how I actually did this and what I mean by saying taking these different techniques and smashing them together. So, I'm going to play this video for you guys, and then I'm going to show you what the initial video looked like and what I did to it. So, here is, let me make sure this is the right one. Yep, okay. So, some of you guys might have seen a little bit of this, but since I actually posted it, I can show the whole thing now. So, watch this and try to think about what I did to get this result in AnimateDiff, and then afterwards I'm going to show you what I actually did to get the result. Notice all the stuff that's happening in the background. You gave LSD as the input. Hey man, once we can start feeding LSD to the computers, it's game over. So, okay. Now I'm going to show you guys what just like the original video looked like, which was simply just my friend Irina, who is a really dope dancer who I collaborated with for this. Wait, nope. Here we go. So, is literally just her dancing on the beach, and I cut the sky out. And let me show you what the actual thing that I ran through Comfy was. Oh, this one's a little bit of a shorter version. Let me find I think that one. This one. Here we go. Okay. So I cut the sky out in After Effects, and I went on ArtGrid, which is a stock footage website that I have a subscription to, and I just was looking for like just cool videos of like the emotion that I was trying to portray in the whole thing. And I took the rotoscope I did of her, turned it into an alpha mask, and I multiplied that a couple times. I took a couple of those different like little animation elements. I just like smashed all this stuff together. And the beauty of AnimateDiff is that like it can read all these elements and figure out how to like tie it all together in this really cohesive way that at like the end of everything, like it totally like it makes no sense and it totally makes sense. And like the IP adapter images I use were from this really dope Instagram video that I saw, and I just screen recorded the Instagram video, threw it on my computer, and grabbed a couple like really cool frames that I thought were dope. And like this was the style that I kind of wanted it to be in. And then instead of a more cartoonish style, again, I used Photon for this, and it just did a really nice job with like the pencil black and white everything. So it's just thinking outside the box, like what can we do now to push this beyond just like the just dancing videos, or the beauty of you come up with it, how long. So Distix, sorry if I said that wrong. He asked on Twitter, how long did I work on this and do testing and stuff. So this particular video was definitely one of the longer ones. I'd say altogether I worked on this video for probably 6 days. 6 days, because there were like a bunch of iterations of the initial video that I had before I actually like landed on footage that I liked. And I was also trying this thing where at certain points in the video, I was cutting the video and just inserting black frames, because since AnimateDiff knows what to do with black frames, I wanted to see if it would use the black frames as like a transition. And it did, but only to a certain point, and then they were just looking like cuts, so I had to scrap that idea. So this one went through a bunch of iterations before I finally landed here, but man, I was so happy with this result. And this is one of those videos where it's like I knew it probably wasn't going to get like a boatload of views on Instagram because it's a little out there, and we didn't use trending audio, and it's just like, and it's like a minute long, but it's not everything has to be made to get likes and to get views and to get follows. Like this video, Irina is such a cool dancer and such a cool person. And she has actually done a lot with people that were really early in the AI movement, and she's had videos of her dancing that have been AI'd in things like disco diffusion and whatnot, like back before I even knew what stable diffusion was. She has had stuff win like small film festivals that she's done with other AI artists early on, and she's had stuff in like actual art exhibits. So to do something with her, and with how willing she is to like get weird with it, made me want to really, okay, it's time to figure something new out and level up. And I definitely feel like this was a video I pushed and came out better for. And those projects are really important for all of us to take on, because that's how we get better. When did I start with Stable Diffusion? So I started with Stable Diffusion. This is bro, I haven't even been playing with AI for a year yet. It hasn't even been a full year for me. I started using Warp Fusion last May. And Warp Fusion, I like played with Stable Diffusion for like a week before I discovered Warp Fusion. And
so
then
how many
once
images have you made with Stable Diffusion?
not a whole lot. I definitely have an image folder of stuff that I've generated that I really like, but to be honest, I made more images with SDXL than I ever did with 1.5. Just like my whole thing from the very beginning, because I come from being a freelance videographer and editor, was to do video. Like that is what pulled me into this, was what I could see in my mind of what I wanted to do with it for video, and that was the draw for me. Some people just want to make images and are really, really good at making images, and that's totally cool. And I respect the people that do that, because if I sit down and just try to make images and prompting, I suck at it. That's why you don't see me going through the stuff that Ali goes through on his streams. But I think in a way we're all pretty new to AI. Like the stuff isn't that old. Like Civitai just made a year, like a month or two ago. Civitai's only been around a year. And while I would still consider myself new, I would definitely say the hours between last May and now that I have put into this, like, man, we are talking hours. I was editing wedding videos full time, and as soon as I would finish doing that stuff, I would be up until 4 a.m. wrestling with Warp Fusion, trying to figure out settings and do all that stuff, and just like working with other people in a Discord and trying to like get good at this. But that was every night for months, like 6-7 months, 4 a.m., 3 a.m., 5 a.m. of just nonstop like wrestling with this stuff and figuring it out. So new, yes, less than a year for me, but I definitely feel like I have made up for that new time in the amount of hours that I've put into it between then and now. But yeah, man.
Pizza's comment really funny.
What was that?
Pronouncing Civitai right. I mean, people call it Civitai, people call it Civit AI,
But-
people call it Civit.
But let's just get it straight, because Zip45 in the Twitch chat is Justin, who is the CEO of Civitai, and he will tell you it is Civitai. Because Civitai is actually, I believe, a Latin word. I hope I got that language right. A Latin word.
Based
Greek,
on a Latin
Greek
word.
Yes, a Latin. It is based on a Latin word for community, because that is what we are.
Civitas.
This stuff is all open source. The technology doesn't get better unless we all do our part to improve it and push the stuff forward. So, with that being said, it is not, while I was guilty before I started working here of calling it Civit AI, because it, like, if you see the logo, it says Civit AI in different colors, but it's Civitai. That being said, guys, we are a little over our hour mark. I'm really sorry we didn't get to jump into a new project today or play with the photos that I know that, or actually, wait, sorry. I'm Dever, I'm not gonna do you like that, buddy. I promised you, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it to the video of myself. So, give me a second here. This is what we're going to do. So, Dever, before the stream started, was nice enough to send me this picture of Mr. Bean. Because he was like, I got a picture queued up for the stream today. And what type of AI art stable diffusion website or Twitch stream would we be if we did not appease the community? And clearly this is what the community wants. So let's take a vote. Do we want Mr. Bean mixed with Giga Chad or just Mr. Bean? What do we want? Do we want Mr. Bean Giga Chad or just Mr. Bean? Mixed? Okay. Dever wants mix, so we're going to do mix, but I'll tell you what, we're going to give, no, you know, we'll go 2-2. We'll go 2-2. We still need some muscles in there. We're going to go 50 frames, and we're going to start this at 100 frames.
I mean, if I knew how to, I would make a poll, but I don't. So let's just do both for now.
It's all good, man. The man who sent me the photo said mix them, so we are mixing them. So we're doing 50 frames. We're starting 100 frames in. That should give us a nice shot of the face. And instead of the Dragon Ball Z key charge with, or maybe we could keep that in there and just see what it does. But we will say Mr. Bean in there. And maybe, I don't know, man. Do you think Stable Diffusion knows who Mr. Bean is?
It might know who Rowan Atkinson is, because that's the actor.
Well, we're going to see. We are going to turn off upscaling because we don't want to wait for that. With our handy dandy bypass nodes, boom. Look at that. Upscaling is now turned off. And let me just
keep in mind this is Stable Diffusion 1.5 though, and not SDXL.
Yes.
They might not completely understand who it is.
Do you should I leave my face on there or no? Because we want to try to see the Mr. Bean face. I should take my face swap thing out of there, right? I think so.
No, leave your face, man.
Leave my face?
Yeah, Mr. Bean with a beard, man. Hell yeah.
Okay. Let's just do it and let's see what we get. Boom. Boom. We're running it. Where is it? Is it going? New models. Boom. It is in the AnimateDiff loader right there. Which, by the way, FYI, I know that I made a little video about this and posted it on our Instagram earlier this week. If you are using AnimateDiff, you need to be using the AnimateDiff V3 motion module. Download the V3 motion module. It is far superior to V2. The motion LoRa's work with it. And it, so I was using temporal diff for the longest time because temporal diff just gave me like really nice smooth motion in the background, and the backgrounds were all really dope. And I love the temporal diff motion module. But AnimateDiff V3 gives better, smoother motion, and it gives more detail to the characters. So like even on the low res output, before it even hits the upscaler, the detail on the render is so much better than it was, which means that you can get even more detail once you upscale everything. So how much VRAM do you need for all the AnimateDiff things? Well, I'll tell you right now how much VRAM this is taking. I have a 4090 in this computer, full disclosure. So right now it is currently diffusing, and it's using 10 of my 24 gigs. And this is with 2 control nets running 50 frames at 512 by 896. I did not have a 4090 before. I had a 3090, and the first big music video project that I did AI for, I took that entire payment that I made from doing that video and bought a 4090 computer. That was just, I didn't even think about it. So this money is just that is what that's for. It was an investment in my career, period. Because we still have, they're probably not going to come out with a 5090 until 2025 or like late 2024. So there's still like a solid 12 months to use the hell out of the 4090. And then after the 5090 comes out, I try to sell my 3090 machine and then just pay the difference and get a 5090 machine. Dude, from the 3090 to the 4090, it was literally like double the speed. Period. It was crazy. Yeah, you can always rent a GPU online, and you can always do stuff that way. Man, I would just, and cloud GPUs are pretty reasonable. You just got to find the way to work around whatever your situation is. You know, for the longest time I had a Mac and I couldn't even do the stable diffusion thing, even if I wanted to, even though I wanted to play with it, but I was still watching YouTube videos to try to like figure it out. But the nice thing about this stuff is that you can find a way to do it regardless of what your system is. You just got to look for it. And there are groups of people that have gotten really good at making this stuff work. Maybe not to the extent that I'm doing here, but that have made this work on like 8 to 12 gigabytes of VRAM. Okay, it is putting my face on it right now. You can see in the top right here, the ReActor node, like it tells you frame by frame that it is swapping the face. And we have 50 frames. It's on frame 35. It surprisingly doesn't take that long. Also, we're trying to figure out ways to help people that want to use Comfy and stuff that don't have GPUs. We're looking into that stuff, so that maybe hopefully a couple months we can do that. But no promises, and you didn't hear from me, Justin. I didn't say anything. Oh God. Okay. Wait. We need to. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. We need to go full Mr. Bean. We gotta go full Mr. Bean, and we got to take my face off. And that's what we gotta see. So
I'd rather not see you with your face off.
Nah, man, we gotta, because that's the fun of Mr. Bean. And then this is gonna be the last one, and then we're gonna do it. But that still looks really, like it captures my face really well, and it gave me his hair. But we want the full Mr. Bean facial experience, so we're gonna run that one more time. Yeah. Someone in the Twitch chat said it basically turned me into Ronaldo. Yeah. Bro, look at my calves. Look at the calves it gave me there. That's like, oh, wait. That's what we're going to do. Wait. This guy, wait, cancel. Okay. We are going to put enable. Boom, you, my friend, are a genius. So let's real quick, let's get Giga Chad back in the chat. And let's get Mr. Bean in the face swap. Boom. There we go. That is what we're doing. Whoever said that, Whoever just said that, thank you. See, sometimes it's just like Shikup on Twitch. Thank you. Mod you. So we're gonna let that run. This is gonna be the last thing, and then we're gonna close it out. How many people do we have in here today?
A lot.
A lot. I feel like the Twitch chat has been pretty active today too, and the Discord one. I feel like every time I look over at that monitor, it's really cool, guys. I really appreciate everyone always coming, and just like the amount of interactivity we get here, and how this is so much more fun than when I'm sitting here wrestling with trying to get the perfect video for hours. Like this reminds me of like really how enjoyable this stuff is. And if you guys aren't in our Civitai Discord, we have over 60,000 people in the Discord. For those of you on Twitch that aren't in it, come join. The community is dope. There's a group of guys like Daz who hang out in the voice chat all the time, and they even have drunk image rendering party nights. So you guys should come hang out, get to know people. If you want to get involved in Stable Diffusion in any way, hop into the voice chat. People are always willing to help people get started and help people out. Micro Perfecto said, I did not know Civitai had a Twitch channel. I just randomly clicked on the image top left corner of the main page. Well, it is nice to know that that is working. It is nice to know that that is working. See, Justin, that was a great idea. So, yeah, while we're waiting for this, I might as well use it to plug everything. So, if you're not subscribed on our Twitch, we just hit 600 subscribers on Twitch today. Give us a follow on Twitch. We do 4 streams a week. Sometimes
you mean followers, right?
What was that?
You mean followers, right?
Followers, yes, followers. We just hit 600 followers on Twitch. We do 4 streams a week on Mondays. Max, who is one of the co-founders of Civitai, he does like a general Q&A where you can jump in and ask him any questions you want about the website and what's going on and give feedback. And then Ali streams twice a week, Ali and Faya, and they do everything image generation related as well as website related. You guys can ask them anything you want about the site. And then you have me on Thursdays for all of your degenerate video and animation needs. And as you can see, we have a lot of fun in here. All the streams are fun. Everyone's great. If you're not following us on Instagram, you should be. We are at Hello Civitai. And yeah, we kind of got the web out, and we have different content on everything. After the stream is done, we are going to be uploading the VOD on YouTube. Pixel Pusher wants the hot tub stream. I'll talk to Justin about it. I don't know if Justin will let me do the Stable Diffusion AnimateDiff hot tub stream.
I will allow it.
Hot tub streamer image gen when?
Yeah, live training data for hot tube.
By the way, just
there is the immediate thing that Ali's been doing, the immediate like image capturing from webcam to animated.
Yeah, Ali's doing so, and that's the cool thing. Ali is doing completely different stuff in Comfy than I am. And look at that Mr. Bean face, and Mr. Bean is jacked, bro. Look at that. I'm happy with that. Still Ronaldo. Okay, he has Ronaldo calves, but we'll blame that on the clothing I was wearing because I had just finished working out when I shot this video. So I think we're gonna sign off with Mr. Bean. Guys, as always, I appreciate everyone for coming to the stream and hanging out. I look forward to doing these every Thursday. I hope you guys learn something or are able to take something away from this. Per usual, before this VOD expires on Twitch, it will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. Make sure you go follow us on YouTube because we are, in the next couple weeks, going to start putting out tutorials for all your Stable Diffusion basics, like setting up Automatic 1111, setting up ComfyUI, installing things, just like all the stuff that you will need to know to get started with this. If you are new, go follow us. On YouTube, we are just Civitai. You can find us real easily if you search Civitai office hours. And yeah, man, I hope everyone had a wonderful new year. I am Tyler. You can find me on Instagram at jboogs. That's JBOOGX.creative if you want to see more of my work. But it's not about me. Please follow the Hello Civitai account because that is what I keep regularly updated with little educational mini bites and also memes. And dude, shout out to all the regulars that come every week, but also shout out to guys like Pixel Pusher, who this man has almost 500,000 followers on Instagram and he still comes and hangs out in the stream and just supports what places like Civitai are doing in general. So if you guys don't know and you haven't seen his stuff, which I'm sure you have, and if you don't know it, you probably just don't know it, give him a look up.
Shout out?
Yeah, man.
To the devs of Civitai keeping this site afloat. It's a goddamn miracle. Thank you all.
Of course. Of course. We can't forget the devs. And shout out to the CEO for being in the stream too. Justin, we love you. Guys, Happy New Year. Thank you for coming. I will be back next Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific, for another video and animation stream. Check out the clubs. Daz, if you can, drop the club links for me one more time. We just launched the Civitai clubs today. There is an article, an education page, and there are now clubs in your main Civitai feed for you to go check out. Help us get that going. Support your favorite creators. And yeah, I think that's it. Peace, everyone. I'll catch you guys next week. And we are out. Where's my cursor? There it is. Bam. Peace, guys.